Insider trading allegations against Senators Burr, Loeffler, and Feinstein are heating up. Richard Burr, that's Loeffler, but Richard Burr, a Republican from North Carolina, has stepped down temporarily as chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee as the FBI launches a criminal investigation confiscating his cell phone in relation to alleged insider selling of stocks ahead of the government putting out the worst news about coronavirus. But one senator is fighting back. Charlie Gasparino has that, but also the story of the day, Charlie, which is, of course, Goldman Sachs, and you broke it on my show yesterday. And give me scoop on both of these stories.
Yeah, let's start with Loeffler because the Goldman Sachs story, which did move the markets about 600 points, we reported it last night. I did a major write-through on it on foxbusiness.com this morning. I hit on it on Cavuto, and it moved stocks up again. But I want to hit on this first because this Kelly Loeffler insider trading story, personally, as someone who knows a lot about insider trading, I feel badly for her that she's caught in this. What she did, based on every fact that I know, and I'm usually a hanging judge, Liz, is not insider trading. Did not. Okay, she did not misappropriate information from a company. She got a Senate briefing on stuff that a lot of it was out there about the coronavirus, and then she sold stocks. I just don't see the insider trading charge here, but this whole issue is continuing to haunt her. It's hurting her campaign. It's heating up. As you know, Richard Burr, the other senator involved in selling stocks early, temporarily gave up his position, I believe, on the Intelligence Committee. He's not resigning from Congress just yet. They all deny that they've done anything wrong, but it's definitely hurting them. And here's what we know, that press officials for both Loeffler and her husband. Remember, her husband is the head of the New York Stock Exchange, the chairman of it. Jeff Sprecher, who basically owns the holding company for the New York Stock Exchange, known as the Intercontinental Exchange. That press officials for both of them won't say if they've received any sort of contact from the DOJ and the SEC. And we do know the DOJ and the SEC is looking at it. So just the whiff of this could really hurt people. And I am telling you, Liz, the facts don't show much insider trading here. That said, there's obviously an investigation. We should point out that Loeffler tells Fox Business, while she won't comment on whether she's been contacted by the SEC or the DOJ looking at these congressional stock sales, she does tell Fox Business that she hasn't received a search warrant. I believe Mr. Burr has received a search warrant to see the electronic communications he made prior to his stock sales, after his stock sales, to try to show a pattern of whether he might have committed insider trading or done something illegal. Again, Loeffler's people tell me she hasn't received that. And what we have reported earlier in the week, as you know, Liz, I think exclusively on your show, is that she is thinking about going to the SEC and saying, here's the evidence. Tell me if I did anything wrong, and because she's pretty certain she didn't, and looking for an exoneration. That would be a very heavy lift. The SEC and other regulators generally don't do that. But again, Liz, I'm telling you, I look at facts and circumstances. That Senate briefing wasn't exactly a briefing that told you anything so dramatic about the coronavirus. It looks bad. It may, but it's not. I just don't see the case here. Be that as it may, her career is her political career. Remember, they chose her for that Georgia Senate seat because Jeff Sprecher's firm, Jeff is a native of Georgia, or his firm is headquartered in Georgia. He's a citizen. They thought she would get essentially suburban women vote, and she had money. It doesn't look like that's working out right now. Now, in terms of Goldman Sachs, Liz, I can only tell you this. They've had conversations with banks over the last couple of years, particularly this year. U.S. Bancorp, I hear they've had conversations for some sort of merger. They are smaller now than ever before. Their business model is weak because they can't do proprietary trading. So they have the theory is they have to do something. And the names that are out there that Goldman may be looking at, teaming up with, and I'm getting this from senior banking sources. Obviously, U.S. Bancorp they've spoken with them. That's in the mix. But Wells Fargo, which needs a merger partner as well, they need to compete against J.P. Morgan. Other names are BlackRock, PNC. Those are the types of companies that we keep hearing that they're talking about and they're thinking of merging with, or at least having talks with. Most of these talks, even with U.S. Bancorp, get bogged down because Goldman is smaller, but they want to run it. Okay, and usually the bank won't allow that to happen. Be that as it may, the hope that
Hey, Charlie,
there are deals out there.
you'll be happy that I'm interrupting you, Charlie. Hold on. Charlie.
Yeah.
You'll be happy I'm interrupting you. The Dow is hitting a new session high on the banner that you have that says that your sources are saying that President Trump and his regulators might very well give this regulatory approval. I just wanted to let you know that we're now up 340 points.
Liz, that is the betting among bankers that, listen, theoretically, this, you meaning the Wells Fargo deal. The other deals could happen, but this meaning Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo got involved in a scandal. It has caps on how much it could grow and buy stuff. The thinking is that in the Trump administration, throw that out. If this deal makes sense economically, they'll figure out a way to approve it or get the Fed to approve it. I think it's the Fed that has to approve it. That's the thinking among banners. I don't think that's pie in the sky thinking either. I think that's real thinking. Again, all those banks that we spoke to had no comment. Goldman had no comment. But deal fever is in the air, and that's what's pushing the markets up right now. Back to you.